There are galaxies of hero sittings here. So I will just take few names. Rest all have to assume that I have addressed them also. So Lieutenant Rakesh Kapoor, Deputy Chief ICT. Lieutenant Gurbir Pal Singh, DG NCC and President JAD. General S.N. Handa, role model for me, Chairman GAD. Lieutenant Colonel M.L. Yadav, Senior Most Georgian. Shri Ranbir Sangwan, General Secretary GAD. Shri Tenjin Norbu, former Speaker Arunachal Pradesh Legislative Assembly. All present distinguished Georgians, uniformed people, respected principal, teachers, and my dear cadets. And if I have left out members of media, I am sure it is for you also. It's indeed an honor and a privilege to stand before you as the chief guest on such a significant occasion. The Rashtriya Military Schools, originally established as the King George Royal Indian Military Schools, later renamed as Military Schools in 1966, and then sometime around 2007 were named as Rashtriya Military Schools, the name which you know proudly carry today. So, as far as I am concerned, I can say that for my early education in grooming, also happens to be from Sainik School, which has already been brought out. Therefore, I understand the ethos, values and cultures of growing up in a disciplined, regimented life, starting from a young age. For me, actually, it's a deja vu feeling. Most of you would have joined your respective schools as young, uncertain, even a little rebellious, having no idea what life would have in store for you in future. You were handed over a uniform, a timetable, and a standard to follow. From there, you picked up the code of brotherhood, which has kept you steadfast for so many years. I have purposely used the word standards because, as we know, that today, for a responsible citizen, the meaning of discipline is either standard or rule. Rule you abide by strictly, whether right or wrong. Standards means you have the pragmatism and creativity to interpret the rule you require. So the requirement of, if I can say that the discipline today, is just not a word. For you, it became a way of life. That time you must have learned it in the shine of your boots, sharpness in your salute, and spark in your uniform. But it wasn't only about discipline. It was about becoming someone greater than who you were when you arrived. You learned to lead, learned to follow, and learned to excel. You made excellence as your habit. Above all, you learned that no one gets there alone. These days of studying, camaraderie, competitions, built something in you that can't be broken or taken away from you. A brotherhood of honor, forged by stresses of life. I was told in the lighter vein, in the Rashtriya Military School, discipline is so strong that even the alarm clock salutes before ringing at 5 a.m. So your alma mater was not only a school, it was, is and remains a crucible of forging good men and new women too. I can see some cadets sitting here. Each individual leaves a mark which becomes an inspiration for the next generation to lift the bar a little higher for the next one. The true measure of any institution lies not only in its buildings or traditions alone, but in the strength of individuals it produces. In that regard, the RMS have an unmatched legacy. The distinguished alumni gathered here today are living examples of this legacy. Their stories are woven through courage, intellect, service, and sacrifice. The RMS have produced generations of individuals who have profoundly shaped the nation's destiny. You have amongst you illustrious names like the President NSA, Mr. Ajit Doval, External Affairs Minister, Mr. S. Jaishankar, and I must quote an example that when I was having the Army Commanders Conference, we invited him as the chief guest. He came there, and just to surprise him, we requested the military school Bangalore, if I remember correctly, to send his record card of that period. I think it was 62 or something. Promptly, they complete, though it was slightly toned, but it came in original. And the External Affairs Minister was very happy about it. And he also said, I hope you have not read it. And he quoted in one of the interviews also that military is very perfect. They gave me the perfect thing, but they didn't read it. So I'm very happy about it. So that is how we all were when we were cadets. There have been many freedom fighters, ministers, governors, justices, and many others who rose to high ranks in the armed forces. In the military, I can take names of PVC awardee, Captain Gurbachan Singh Salaria, for his heroic role in peacekeeping operations in Congo. Similarly, many others at high ranks in the defense forces, whose courage, leadership, and selfless sacrifice embody the finest ideals of military service and remain a source of pride for every Rashtriya Military School cadet. And few of them are sitting on this stage, as well as also down below from the Navy and the Air Force. You can see everyone. And I must share with you, the naval gentleman who's sitting here, his brother was also in Sainik School, Riva. It is also very heartening to know that recently a few swords of honor at our training academies also were cadets of the Rashtriya Military Schools, which also included a girl cadet. I cannot take all names in this short speech, but the point which I wish to drive home, that you have achievers in all fields in military and civil world, and off the record, I am sure many amongst you were not caught when they raided the apple orchards around Chail and other places and got their first lessons in military training without even knowing it. So moving ahead, India stands at the cusp of transformation or age of accelerated transition. In this complex geopolitical maze, the world is looking at us for values, inspiration, and leadership. Now, in order to stand shoulder to shoulder with the developed nations, India needs to adopt a whole-of-nation approach to overcome most of its challenges. This nation does not need professionals, it needs leaders with vision, courage, and empathy. These traits have been instilled by schools like yours across the country into millions of young students who have always challenged the status quo. And that is where I go back to the standards. With professionals amongst you, your alumni who have excelled themselves in various fields, an organization like yours, that is the GAD, should lead the way for citizens of India to participate in the process of nation building. I always talk about the citizen warrior concept, where you must have heard that the citizens are the first information providers to the soldiers. They are the tripwires at the borders as well as caretakers in the rear areas. During Op Sindhu, there were more than 72,000 NCC warriors, since DG NCC is sitting here, so I must confess that they were spearheading all the support system which was required during Op Sindhu, who volunteered for civil defense measures. Ukraine has shown the world that what happens when ordinary citizens take responsibility for their country's defense. Their role, intelligence gathering, logistics, and resistance has proven that national security is not just the job of soldiers. It belongs to everyone. The army is contributing towards nation building in a big way too. We are not only defending the border states, but we also bring prosperity to those remote areas, connect with the civil administration, and participate in relief work in case of a disaster-like situation. We have undertaken water conservation projects, soil conservation projects, tree plantations, solar power projects, green hydrogen project at Trishul, saving wildlife, and many other environmental causes to make our country a better place to live for future generations. We also remain committed in our covenant responsibility towards veterans, Veer Naris, and their families. Endeavors to augment welfare initiatives, proactively reach out to them and address their grievances will remain an abiding undertaking for us. The Army is proud to be associated with the Rashtriya Military Schools, which feed great talent. And I was more lucky because I was also Deputy Chief ISNC, where I was directly dealing with the RMS for about a year time. So in conclusion, the Rashtriya Military Schools are a cornerstone of India's efforts. I'll say again, the Rashtriya Military Schools are a cornerstone of India's efforts to build a strong and prosperous nation. Their contribution extends far beyond the production of military officers. Your enduring legacy is a testament to the unique mission of your schools and the dedication of the staff and students alike. Carry that camaraderie into every team you join, every uniform you wear, and every citizen's duty you perform. India's future will be built by men and women like you, steady in adversity, humble in success, unstoppable in purpose. Dream audaciously, Prepare relentlessly and lead with your heart. The nation is counting on you. I wish you all and your association greater strength, unity, and purpose in the years ahead. May your example inspire many young Indians to live with courage, discipline, and dedication. And finally, to quote our beloved Sam Bahadur, a soldier is just not an individual in uniform. He is the pride of his nation, the guardian of its freedom, and the embodiment of its will. Thank you. Jai Hind.